everyone. Hope everyone is doing good. Welcome back to the class, Journalism and Mass Communication. And journalism is a part of our everyday life. As you all hear about the news, incidents and happening around, it is a collective of news that's happening around that's put into together, and it's called under an umbrella term journalism. Now today we will concentrate on communication. What is communication? The origin of word communication is formulated from the Latin expression which means to exchange, to share, to take, to relay, to transmit and to share the information. It's like between two persons. When we say the word communication, it automatically expresses that it's between two persons or more than two persons. So whatever you want to convey, whatever your idea is, whatever you're representing, whatever you want to say to the other person, you do it through communication. So communication is a summation of whatever you do. Communication is a summation of your ideas. So why do you communicate? So this is a question here. Why do you communicate? Why communication is very much important in our daily life. The society runs around the grounds of communication. Whatever we do, even if we walk, if something comes in between, what we do? We try to move the top. So that is a part of communication. When there is no communication, people will not be able to understand, or they will not be able to share their perspective, whatever they think. Even if you are not comfortable, if you want to say, only if you communicate, others will understand. If you are not able to communicate, what will happen? Nobody will understand what your pain is. So there will be a difficulty there. Then moving to the next point. Imagine you are still a baby. Everybody wants to become a baby. Okay. Imagine you are still a baby. You want to have some food because you are hungry. You still have not learned how to express your feeling using sentence or words. Yes. When you were a child, like when you are 6 months old, you have not spoken. So what we will do if we feel hungry? We will cry. Yes. If something bites us, we will cry. To show our communication, what we will do? We will show it through our symbols, through crying. And if we want water, nowadays what they are doing? They will show hands on the water. They will show that water. So it's the type of communication. So communication is the key of maintaining the successful relationship. Now we will see about types of communication. So these are the types of communication: verbal, non-verbal, visual, written. Right from the very word verbal, it is clear. Verbal is speaking out. The voice is coming out. So verbal is, it is a strong, confident and speaking. When you are trying to convey, when you are trying to communicate, your verbal conversation should be strong. It should be confident. Your voice should be clear, and it involves also an active listening. Not only that, if you want to tell something, first of all you have to become a very good listener. Then, using your verbal conversation, you should avoid filler words. You should avoid endlessly gagging when appropriate. You have to be clear when saying that. Then, non-verbal communication, noticing your emotion, feel physically, be intentional about your non-verbal communication. For example, as you all know, when you are at the younger age, you used to do your non-verbal communication. When you are very small, if something is what you will do, your face will change. Suppose you are in a public and you are feeling uncomfortable. What you will do? Automatically, your non-verbal communication is without your voice. Without your voice coming out, you will show it through your actions, or you show it through your expressions like that. Then visual. Ask others before including visuals. What is visual communication? That is what do we see? For example, you can take your signal. Signal like you have once when the color changes, you will know when to stop, when to wait and when to go. So that comes under your visual communication. Written communication is whatever you write, whatever is documenting. So your written communication is used for documenting. Clear? Now next you will go to communication process. Everything has to be in a process. Only if it is in a process and it is in a proper manner, it would be of a better use. So why this communication process is needed is to become your communication more effective, you need your communication process. For communication process, you need the must is your sender and the receiver who is at the receiving end. The sender who is thinking, who is interpreter, what he thinks, what he does, he encodes the message that he thinks in the mind, and that message, what happens? It passes through the channel. Your channel comes your telephone, your radio, whatever it is, your newspaper, even through signs, symbols, whatever you want to have. The channel comes in, and that channel is transmitted to the If the answer is wrong, you will not be correct, right? So likewise, whatever you say, whatever you want to communicate, it has a perfect goal. Now, informal and action required must be clear. So the reader has the information, they need to take action. Suppose I told you communication is also what? Verbal, we have visual communication. If suppose non-verbal communication, you want to contact with your friends, you are asking her to come here. So you will say like come here, without opening your mouth, you say come here. If you say like come here, this doesn't mean come here. This shows that is you have to go on. So whatever you do, it is either verbal or non-verbal, it has to be clear. Your next is conciseness. What conciseness? This is very much important. Conciseness, it has to be in your stick to the point. Suppose if you are feeling hungry, what you will do? You will go and eat. During your hunger, you will not go and play. So what you have to do, what you are going to say, it has to be precise. It has to be to the point. Then your audience does not want to read 6 sentences. Like if you all want to convey a story, if you see a movie and if you want to give a review for the movie, it's no need that you will say sentence by sentence what happened. Rather, you will say the sequence of the action. So there the conciseness comes in. The concise message is more appealing and comprehensible to the audience. Even the audience, if you all say the message comprising, what they will do? They will feel better and they will take what the points they needed. Clear? Now, concise message is not repetitive in nature. So when you are saying conciseness, that message is not repetitive, which means if you have said once, it does not repeat. Rather, the way you say it will be convinced by the audience. Next is your correctness. Do the technical terms used fit your audience level of education and knowledge? Have you checked these all is your correctness? Then before you want to convey, before you want to write, before you want to do your action, please do check whether the audience you choose will understand what you try to communicate. So then what happens? When you are writing, we all used to do mistakes. When you are going to type in system, that autocorrect will not give you all the perfect things. So it is your duty, you are the one, the sender who has to be, you have to give your work in a correct manner. All names and titles has to be specific. Now, concreteness. Concrete communication is precise and clear, and therefore does not leave any scope of misinterpretation. Use specific facts. It implies being specific rather fuzzy. As you all know, it has to be to the point. You say nail the hammer on it. Adumari lama, you should not go around. Clear? And next comes your completeness. The communication must be complete. Suppose if I am asking you all, please come to the classroom, then you will be wondering which classroom, when, how. Then if you are saying a sentence, it should be a complete one. So for example, you are coming to college, I am asking you all, please take your book and come to room number 21. Then you will understand that where you have to come and when you have to come. A complete communication always give you additional information whenever required. It leaves no questions in the mind of the receiver. So when a message is complete, what happens? There will be not a second question of what to happen, how to happen. So if a message is complete, everything will be together and it has to be a proper one. Now is your courtesy. Courtesy implies taking into consideration both the viewpoints as well as feeling of the receiver and the message. It is the one who has to see the viewpoints of the others also and what the receiver is going to take in. Courteous means message is positive and focused at the audience. Suppose if I want to convey a communication, I want to convey a thing to you all, a message to all, it has to be courteous and it has to be in a positive sense. Then it makes use of terms showing respect for the receiver for the message. So whoever may be your receiver, only if it is courteous, what happens? Your message will be a courteous one and that will not affect the receiver. It is not all bias. It is not bias means it's not within you, it's not like that. Then consideration. Consideration implies stepping in the shoes of others. As you all know, we usually use this phrase, stepping in the shoes of others is there. You yourself being in the place of the you all from being a effective communicative person. And thank you for listening patiently. Thank you.